Can you hear me? All right. Just letting everyone join. It's production time. I'm Reid, Stefan, realest puppet in the game. Today, we're doing another live stream leading up to the premiere of a brand new tutorial focusing on analyzer plugins. So if you want to see all about the analyzers that I use here on my desk and in my DAW, stick around for another 20 minutes. And we're going to check out the premiere of that. But until then, we're going to get into some questions. Let's see. Hey, what's up? Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. We're doing an Ask Me Anything, so if you got any questions, if it's about analyzers, maybe save it till later because it's probably going to be in the video, but anything else, let's talk. Awesome. Some RMS metering. Yeah, we're talking about RMS in the video. What sample rate do you record everything at? I like 48K. My computer runs good, and when I bump it up to 96, it doesn't run so good, so I use 48K. I just got the new Mac OS. Catalina doesn't work now. Ableton doesn't work now with the new OS. I'm sorry to hear that. Updating your OS is dangerous. I'm sure in a couple weeks it will, though. Do I need an Apollo interface? No, you don't need one, but it is a luxury, let me tell you. Recording is easier. Headphone latency doesn't exist. And the plugins sound great, so it's just a breeze having an Apollo. Favorite compressor on drums? I gotta say the Distressor or Camel Crusher. Camel Crusher. I gotta give it to them. What's your favorite version of Auto-Tune? I like Auto-Tune 8. It's called Auto-Tune Real-Time on the UAD platform, the white one. I don't know, but sometimes if I want a real electronic sound, I use Auto-Tune Real-Time Advanced, the black one, with classic mode on, which is Auto-Tune 5. I don't know, it's kind of like saying, what's your favorite color for paintings? Well, it kind of depends what you're painting. How do you like your mix cubes? I love them. They're a great way for me to determine whether or not I picked the right volume for everything. And they're also a great way for me to detect mid-range muddiness or harshness. Let's see, what is your favorite compression and why? For vocals, probably RVox. For drums, like I was saying, Camel Crusher. And man, there's so many places you could put a compressor. But what else? For compressors, those are the two main ones. Maybe MV2 by Waves as well. Thoughts on the 1176 compressor? Well, it's a classic. It's been used on a lot of hits, so you can't say it's not good. But I just use the plugins, so I don't really have thoughts on the real one. Can you make a video on how to mix background vocals? That's a great idea. Video just on background vocals. There's a million different sauces you could use to send a vocal to the background. Definitely should do a video talking about that. Can you mix MP3 instrumental with vocals? Yeah, absolutely. I don't see why not. It's not ideal, but you absolutely can. Will we ever see your face? You ready? How to overcome creative block, in your opinion? Creative blocks, let's see. How to overcome them. Perhaps try something completely new. And if you're trying to make hip-hop beats and you kind of run out of ideas, try and make a pop song or an EDM song or something out of a sample. That's a great way to start when you have creative writer's block. Make a beat from a sample. Maybe you haven't done that in a while. Let's see. When do you prefer to mix in Pro Tools over Ableton? I've actually done a video about that called Switching DAWs, so check that out. That has a much more in-depth answer than I can give you here in this live stream. If you have one option for synth VST, which one is it? I guess Serum, because you can make most sounds with Serum. Best gaming laptop? I don't know, because I really don't play games. OTT from X4 Records on your master. What do you think? I don't know, probably not. OTT from X4 Records doesn't quite sound right to me, so I don't use it that much. Unless it's within Serum. Sounds pretty good within Serum. Do you work with contracts? Yes, I do. And I also have a lawyer to help me negotiate or understand or change contracts. Can you use UAD plugins without physical hardware? No. You need an Apollo to use UAD gear or a satellite. Best sound design PDFs. I'm not sure what a sound design PDF would be. How would you suggest EQing a lower frequency, more powerful vocal? Maybe like a deep male voice? Well, I would try and record it in a way that doesn't need EQ, like engage the low cut on your preamp or your interface, and maybe just low cut it at about 80, and then compress it nicely. And if you're trying to tame the low end, that low cut should help you. And if you're trying to accentuate the low end, maybe some saturation. Teach me how to mix, and now I mix my own songs. Good. That's exactly the point of this channel. How make my sound design better? How make my sound design better? I'm guessing you mean how do I make my sound design better? Sometimes I just like to throw an audio effect rack on things. Like Disrespect Sauce is great if something's not powerful enough. Sometimes I'll even throw lead vocal sauce onto a synth. And there's actually a brand new sound design preset coming to Whole Loops called Fong's Rave Sauce, developed by me and Henry Fong. So sometimes you could start with a simple sound that doesn't sound like it was designed and add some good processing to it and design it with plugins instead of trying to design a cool sound with a synth. Maybe start with a basic synth sound and do something interesting with your plugins or your audio effect track. Oh my goodness, I can't read this fast. Let me scroll up and get some more questions. Oh, if anyone's in New York, I'm going to be in New York this week. That's October 16th and 17th, 2019. Actually, through the 18th, too, at the AES 2019 convention. So if anyone's going to that, I'll see you in New York this week. What's your mix bus chain before the master fader? Usually Ozone Master Sauce. Ozone 9 is really great. How to get punch-in drums. I actually just did a tutorial on this about a month ago called Favorite Drum Plugins. You're going to want to reference that video. How to compensate for level boost using sends and returns in Ableton. When I use sends and returns, I do it at really low levels, so there's not really a huge boost to compensate for. Ozone 9 is actually going to be in the video that premieres in 10 minutes, so watch out for that. Alternative for Waves? UAD. Absolutely is a great alternative. However, Waves is a lot cheaper. So if you don't have the money for Waves, I guess your alternative is just your stock plugins. How did you start making money as a producer? I've actually made a video about that too. Making music for other artists, getting songs placed in movies and television shows, some placements for singers. There's so many ways you can make music and make money off your music. So check out the How to Make Money in Music tutorial that I put up about a year ago. Do you have an Ableton template? No, I really don't have an Ableton template. I kind of start blank every time. For making beats, I really don't have a template. That's like more of composing, and templates aren't really go together for me. Do you have an ambience sauce? No, that's a good idea though. Ambience sauce. Your favorite non-universal audio chorus plugin? The stock Ableton one. Again, in 10 minutes, we're premiering a tutorial all about analyzer plugins and loudness metering. So you're definitely not going to want to miss this. Again, that's in 10 minutes, but keep the questions rolling because we're going to answer as many as we can before then. How old are you in puppet years? Well, not really sure because my year is the same as your year. Not really sure how to answer that. Best EQ and compression on woodwinds? Probably the same thing you'd put on vocals, like RVox or CLA vocals. Best guitar plugin? Oh, definitely Guitar Sauce. It's an Ableton stock audio effect rack available now at wholeloops.com. How to master an Ozone standalone? When you get Ozone Master Sauce, it actually includes a tutorial using Ozone as a standalone mastering software. So if you get that preset, you can check out the video that comes with it. Best guitar virtual instrument? Best guitar virtual instrument. Probably the Contact ones that come with Complete. Have you tried Phase Plant? No, I have not. Advice for anyone starting their own vocal sample packs. Well, good gear and good recordings will help make a huge difference when people are scrolling through samples and here's yours in the mix. And don't overprocess them, but make sure that the sauce is definitely there even in the dry ones. And when I say sauce, I mean obviously if it's dry you can just compress and EQ it and that's your sauce, but don't oversauce. Vocal comping in Ableton. Not really something that's easy to do. In fact, I'm still waiting for them to drop a feature for vocal comping in Ableton, so not yet. That's why I use Pro Tools. Thoughts on Acoustica plugins? Oh man, that new Diamond EQ, the mastering plugin that they just put out this week or last week, sounds incredible. So definitely check that Acoustica plugin out. Have you tried Super Audio Card? No, I haven't. What is that? Sounds like a game. Do you like MPC products? I don't have any MPC products, so I'm not sure. EQ advice for progressive house. Are you trying to EQ the whole song or EQ the vocal? That's kind of general. If you're trying to EQ the whole song, definitely a nice steep low cut on your master. But other than that, I mean, that's such a generic question. I'm not sure how to answer that. Please make more FL Studio videos. I got to get more FL Studio skills first. FL Studio is not user-friendly in my opinion. Let's see. How do you layer claps and kicks to sound better? I really usually don't layer claps and kicks. I guess unless it was like an EDM song. I would slide the clap a little bit late or a little bit early. As long as it's not right on the kick, they should stand apart pretty nicely. Do you use analog summing? No, I only use an analog vocal chain for recording. Everything else is in the box. Why do you use Ableton? Man, why? That's too many reasons to answer. We only have 5 minutes left in this live stream. We got to get to other questions. But you can check out my whole entire channel for your answer. Have you ever made house music? Yeah, I've made some house music before. Favorite mic preamp? Probably the Neve 1073. Can't beat it. Do you use Sugar from Process Audio? No, I've never used that. You do some more Logic X videos. I don't really feel like the demand is too high for them, but I'm sure it'll happen again in the future. Best mixing headphones would be the Audio-Technica ATH M50Xs that I use all the time. How to get rid of clipping? You really can't. If you clipped it, you missed it. That's what I say. How to create... Oh man, this is going too fast. I cannot read this fast. Hang on, let me scroll back up. I was reading a good question. The oldest plugin you use? Probably Ozone 5 or Camel Crusher. Recommend good phaser plugins. Honestly, any stock phaser plugin that comes with your DAW should work. Sound quality better in Pro Tools or Ableton? They should be exactly the same. Best mics under 200 bucks. MXL 990 and maybe a Shure SM7, like a used one. Those are usually closer to like 300 bucks though. I don't know, I usually don't use really cheap mics that often. Suggestions on what to upgrade to from a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 interface. Apollo, all the way. How often do you use multiband compression? Pretty much on every vocal, and that's it. Every track using a limiter? Yes, I usually use multiple limiters on my master bus, usually 2 in a row. We got 3 minutes left. Ooh, I see a question about mastering with loofs. I'm going to be answering that in my next tutorial that's about to premiere in 3 minutes. Again, we're talking about analyzer plugins like what you see on my desk right here and up behind me on the screen. But thank you guys so much for the questions. That video is going to start popping off in just a minute. Do you EQ your master bus chain? Yes, I do. My master bus chain is actually going to be in this next video if you want to see it. Do you EQ on the way in? My vocals, yes, low-cutted, and some brightness too. Is A to D conversion better on Apogee or Universal Audio Apollo? I gotta say Apollo, especially the new ones, are really next level. What do you think of Focusrite? If you got no money, Focusrite has the best interface. If you have some sort of budget, get yourself whatever Apollo you can. Oh, I got 2 minutes left. I've never used Isotope tonal balance. Yes, you need UAD hardware to use their plugins. So if you want to use UAD plugins, you got to buy an Apollo or a satellite from UAD. Drop an album. I'm actually working on one. Do Do you start a song with a master chain on? Just a limiter, and then as I go, I add more to the master chain, but it starts with just a limiter. Uh-oh, it looks like my phone's about to die. Anyways, the live stream is beginning in 1 minute, so we'll see you there. Thank you everybody who participated in this week's live stream and dropped a question. If your question didn't get answered, you can join us next week before next tutorials premiere, and I'll see you guys right in the next live premiere video about analyzers right now. So, peace out.